All right, so today we're going deep on Scarlett Johansson,
Oh, okay.
using her Wikipedia page and a recent Saturday Night Live appearance.
Interesting.
I think most people know who she is, like just from the basics, but we're going to go a little deeper than that. And
Yeah, I think even people who've followed her career for a while might find some things they didn't know.
Right, exactly.
So I think we're going to have some fun with this.
I think so too.
Okay.
So we're looking at this incredible career, right? Highest paid actress in 2018 and 2019.
Yep.
One of Time's 100 most influential people, highest grossing box office female star of all time.
Yeah, it's impressive.
It really is. But let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
Born in Manhattan, parents from really diverse backgrounds, Danish father, Jewish mother, attended the Professional Children's School.
Now, that's a school we've talked about before, right?
We have, yeah, a lot of notable actors come out of there.
So you can see how that kind of environment might nurture a young performer.
Right, exactly.
Especially when you consider she was on stage at 8 and in film by 10.
Yeah, North. Right, that was her film debut.
It was.
Now, there's also this interesting thing we found on Wikipedia about her maternal great-grandfather.
Oh, yeah, the Holocaust connection through finding your roots.
Right, so apparently his entire family was killed in the Holocaust, which, I mean, it's a pretty sobering fact considering all the success she's had.
And how her career, has really flourished.
Yeah, I mean, just to give you a taste of some of those early roles, Manny and Lowe, The Horse Whisperer, even Ghost World.
Oh, Ghost World, yeah. That's become a real cult classic.
It has, hasn't it?
Mm.
So she was clearly talented even then, but I think the real turning point, that shift to more adult roles, came in 2003.
Right, and what's fascinating is it happened with 2 films in the same year.
Lost in Translation and Girl with a Pearl Earring.
Exactly.
And I think Lost in Translation, that's where Sofia Coppola, the director, compared her to a young Lauren Bacall.
Yeah, which is high praise, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the New York Times even praised her for playing an older character at only 17.
She was really holding her own with Bill Murray.
Yeah, she was. It's an amazing performance.
And then she goes on to work with Woody Allen a few times.
Yes, which is a whole other conversation, but you can't deny the success of Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
No, you can't. She really shined in that one.
He did.
And then, of course, you have the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe thing.
Right, Black Widow and Iron Man 2, that was 2010.
Hard to imagine the MCU without her, isn't it?
It is, and she didn't just get that role handed to her, she actively went after it.
Oh, yeah. She dyed her hair red, trained extensively. She really wanted to embody that character.
And she did. I think one of the things she always emphasized about Black Widow was her human side, the flaws, the vulnerability.
It made her relatable.
Exactly. Not just this perfect superhero.
Right. Someone who had made mistakes, who was struggling. That's what resonated with people.
And of course, the Avengers franchise just blew up.
Became this global phenomenon.
She reprised that role several times.
Culminating in her own standalone film in 2021.
Yeah, which is interesting because that film led to a lawsuit with Disney.
Right, that whole thing about the streaming release and how it impacted her compensation.
It really highlighted how these streaming platforms are changing Hollywood contracts.
Yeah, it's a whole new ballgame now.
It is, but amidst all of this, the blockbuster films, the legal battles, she's also exploring music.
Oh yeah, she released an album.
Anywhere I Lay My Head, mostly Tom Waits covers. David Bowie was involved in that project too.
And she collaborated with Pete Yorn.
Right, that album was inspired by Serge Gainsbourg.
And she had a band, too.
Yeah, ran into some legal trouble with another band using the same name.
It happens?
It does, but it shows she's not just a one-trick pony.
Definitely not.
And then you have all the philanthropy, the activism.
Global ambassador for Oxfam.
Supporting so many causes, cancer research, UK, USA Harvest.
And the work with Operation Warrior Wellness, helping veterans through transcendental meditation.
That one always gets to me, because of her great uncle, the WWII pilot who was killed in action.
Right. It adds this personal layer to her activism.
It does. Makes it feel more authentic.
And of course, she's been very vocal about her political views.
Oh, yeah. Registered independent, but campaigned for John Kerry and Barack Obama.
Even spoke at the 2012 Democratic National Convention.
Supported Hillary Clinton and Elizabeth Warren.
And very involved in the Time's Up movement, the Women's March.
So she's not afraid to use her platform.
No, she's not.
Which brings us to Saturday Night Live, specifically that appearance with Colin Jost.
Oh, where he roasted her?
They do that joke swap segment on Weekend Update.
Always a highlight.
And she was backstage watching.
So they cut to her reaction live.
It was brilliant and so awkward.
Yeah, Jost made that joke about her 40th birthday, like he was ready to get up out of there. now that she hit that milestone.
You could see the look on her face.
Hilarious.
And then the one about their son being black as hell with that edited photo.
Pushing the boundaries for sure, but she seemed to take it well.
They both did.
I think it works because you can tell there's a lot of love there.
Yeah, they can laugh at themselves, even when the jokes are a little close to home.
Exactly, and it makes them seem more relatable.
More human.
Yeah, more human.
Which I think is something we often forget about celebrities. They're just people trying to figure things out like the rest of us.
I think that's a great point.
And with that, I think we should take a quick break.
Sounds good.
We'll be back to unpack even more of Scarlett Johansson's fascinating life and career.
Can't wait. Yeah, it really is. That ability to laugh at yourself.
Especially in Hollywood, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think about it. She was labeled a sex symbol early on.
All those sexiest woman alive lists.
And that can be tough to shake.
It can, particularly for a young actress.
You get typecast, you know.
And she's been vocal about that. The pressure on women in Hollywood.
Body image, all of that.
I remember reading an interview where she just refused to discuss her weight.
Oh, yeah. She said she wasn't going to play that game.
Exactly. Like, I'm not going to let critics dictate how I should look.
A lot of people really responded to that.
They did. It was like a reminder that these actresses, they're real people.
With real pressures.
Dealing with the same things we all do.
And she's also had her personal life in the spotlight.
Oh, yeah. Married 3 times.
Ryan Reynolds, Romaine Doriak, and now Colin Jost.
2 children.
But she's managed to keep some things private.
It's a balancing act, right?
It is. You know, public interest comes with the territory.
But she's drawn a line, especially when it comes to her family.
I think that's smart. You know, protect the people you love.
Especially with kids, that scrutiny can be intense.
Absolutely. And it's something a lot of celebrities struggle with.
But she seems to have found a way to manage it.
Be open about some things, private about others.
And speaking of Jost, it's interesting how they've blended their personal and professional lives.
Oh, yeah, the SNL appearances.
The way they support each other's careers.
Not every couple could handle that.
Yeah.
You know, having their relationship be a punchline.
Especially the kids.
But they seem to make it work.
It goes back to that humor, that ability to not take themselves too seriously.
It humanizes them.
Makes them relatable.
Reminds us that even the biggest stars are just people.
Dealing with life, love, all of it.
Where does she go from here?
Right. She's achieved so much.
What's next for Scarlett Johansson?
Well, she has that directorial debut coming up.
And she's producing more, too.
So she's definitely expanding behind the scenes.
And I wouldn't be surprised if she continues with the activism.
She's not afraid to speak out.
She's not. She's a powerful voice for change.
I think in a lot of ways, she represents a new generation of Hollywood stars.
More than just actors.
Entrepreneurs, activists, agents of change.
Redefining what it means to be a successful woman in Hollywood.
Demanding more complex roles, more creative control.
Equal pay.
And they're getting it.
Johansson's a prime example.
Breaking barriers, paving the way for others.
But it hasn't been easy, you know.
No, she's faced sexism, ageism.
The constant scrutiny of the media.
But she's tackled those challenges head on.
Whether it's speaking out or taking legal action.
She fights for what she believes in.
Powerful lessons there for all of us.
Know your worth, stand up for your beliefs.
Never give up on your dreams.
Her story is a testament to resilience, determination.
And the power of using your voice.
It's clear her story's far from over.
And I think that's what makes it so compelling.
It does. There's the sense of, like, what's she going to do next?
Exactly. And I think we're all eager to see it.
All right, so we're back. And we've been talking all about Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, her career, you know, from child star to Hollywood A-lister.
And we talked about how she's kind of challenged that traditional image of a Hollywood actress.
Right, not just fitting into that mold.
Do you think her success has, like, paved the way for other women in the industry?
I think so, yeah. She's definitely part of that wave of women who are, like, redefining what success means.
Not just waiting for opportunities. You know?
Exactly. They're creating their own...
And they're demanding more
complex roles, stronger narratives, you know.
Stories that reflect real experiences.
And her filmography is a good example, right?
She's played so many different characters.
Superhero, heartbroken wife,
Yep.
Futuristic android.
Even a 1950s housewife.
And she brings this depth to each role, you know.
Authenticity.
And she's not just in front of the camera anymore.
Right. The directing, the producing.
It's about having a vision and making it happen.
And she has that, for sure.
She does.
But I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier about her connecting with audiences on a human level.
Right, right.
What is it about her that resonates with people?
It's hard to say, but I think part of it is her talent, obviously.
Yeah, she's a great actress.
But there's also this vulnerability, you know?
Even when she's playing someone like Black Widow.
You see the human side.
And maybe it's that willingness to, like, challenge expectations.
In her career, her personal life.
She doesn't shy away from tough conversations.
Or controversial topics.
She speaks her mind.
About politics, gender equality.
And that's refreshing, you know?
Especially in Hollywood.
It can feel so fake sometimes.
It can.
So as we wrap up, what are the big takeaways you hope people will think about?
Well, I hope they see how her career reflects this bigger shift that's happening.
In Hollywood.
Yeah, more diversity, more complex female characters.
Women having real power, both on and off screen.
And I hope people are inspired by her, you know.
By her willingness to take risks.
To challenge the status quo, to use her voice.
Because success isn't just about talent.
Yeah.
It's about hard work, dedication.
And not letting others define you.
So on that note, what would it look like to embrace that in your own life?
What steps can you take to achieve your goals?
To make your own mark on the world.
That's something to think about.
It is, and that's our deep dive on Scarlett Johansson. Thanks for listening.